Today I'll show you how to field strip and clean your Vz.58 rifle. The first step is to remove the magazine, check that there is no ammo in the magazine, reinsert the mag. Now you want to put the rifle on safe, rack the slide, and it will hold open as the Vz.58 has a last round bolt hold open. So we have no ammo in the magazine, we have no ammo in the chamber, there's nothing on the bolt face. We can remove the mag and we know we have a safe rifle. So we're going to rack the slide, and since we can't take the rifle apart if it is cocked, we're going to have to put the rifle on fire, point into a safe direction. We know it is empty, so pull the trigger and we can start the disassembly process. The first step is to remove the dust cover. It's held into place by a pin. Push on the pin, pull on the other side, push on the dust cover and lift it out as so. Now you can pull back on the bolt carrier, lift it out of the rail, and it will just plop out. And a little trick, just try to put the pin back in, because otherwise when you're fiddling around with the rifle, you kind of bump on this pin, it might get bent or it might break off, so you don't want that to happen. Put it back here, it's nice and safe. For the disassembly of the bolt carrier and the bolt, pull back the striker, but don't pull it back until it doesn't move anymore. You won't be able to remove it. There's a little cutout in this slide here, and I'll try to show you. There's the cutout. And for this you have to push the striker a tiny bit back and turn it 45 degrees, like so, and you'll be able to remove it. And this is the cutout I was talking about. So this will free the bolt from the bolt carrier. Remove the two parts of the bolt as so. This is a locking part, this is the bolt itself. Next step is going to be to remove the upper hand guard. Same principle here with the pin. You push on one side. It might be a bit tense, so use some tools. Pull on the other side, and now you can remove the upper hand guard as so. It hooks on the gas tube with two prongs, so you can lift it out like so. This reveals the gas piston. For the gas piston to be removed, you will have to push in this direction, and it's under spring tension. So push, and you can lift it out and carefully release it, otherwise this spring here will come flying. The final step of disassembly is to remove the muzzle device, detent the pin, turn the muzzle device until it is completely off the barrel. And congratulations, you just disassembled and field stripped your Vz.58 rifle. So when it comes to cleaning, first you want to clean the barrel. It is safe to look through the barrel, visually inspect it. Once you're happy with the barrel, go and check out the bolt. Clean the bolt, make sure the bolt face is nice and clean. Clean the locking part too. You can reassemble them as so. Clean the bolt carrier if need be. Make sure the gas piston is clean. There will be some burnt powder and gunk accumulating on the front portion of it. Just wipe it off. Doesn't need to be squeaky clean, but just give it a thorough wipe. So when it comes to lubrication, you don't have to, but you can lubricate both of those rails. Give it a drop of oil. And that's all the attention your Vz.58 needs. So when reassembling it, first attach the muzzle device to protect the threads in here. So turn it back onto the barrel. Detent the pin so it doesn't lock up. Make sure you turn it until it's flush on the front side post and it is locked in place by the pin. Next step is going to be to reattach the piston. Push it all the way till it shows on this side, and you'll be able to drop it into the gas block. Reattach the upper hand guard. First, hook it here, drop it, align the holes here. You'll be able to put the pin back in. Now reassemble the bolt carrier. So what you're going to do is grab the bolt with the locking part, drop it in here, and if it does this, you can nicely see it locking up. Then it's installed correctly. Grab the striker, and you won't be able to put it in like so. So you'll have to turn it 45 degrees, put it in just a tiny bit, turn it back, and it will fall into place, and now it won't come out anymore, and it will hold the bolt to the bolt carrier. Now you're going to install the bolt carrier. For this, drop it on the rail at the complete end of the rail. You'll be able to move it forward, and as you can see, the striker is hanging in the trigger, so put the rifle on fire, pull the trigger, and you'll be able to move the striker forward. You can release the trigger now, and now you're going to reassemble the dust cover and the recoil spring. So this spring, the big one, goes into this upper hole. The small one goes into the hole of the striker. So what you can do is first align the upper one, then carefully align the lower spring, push it all the way in, and remove the pin. And here comes the tricky part when you kind of want to put it in there. Now this is a demonstration, but what usually happens if you don't pay attention, it might look like it's hooked properly, the dust cover, but on the other side it's not. So what kind of helps is if you use one hand to push down on both of those tabs, use the other hand to detent it, and now you can put some pressure on here so they don't jump out of the rail. Visually inspect that they're both flush to the receiver, put the pin back in, and the rifle is fully assembled again. So we're going to do some basic function testing, reinsert an empty magazine, pull back on the slide, it holds open, that's what we're looking for. Remove the magazine, there's no ammo in here, pull back on the bolt carrier, it will fly forward, doesn't get stuck anywhere, so that's good. Put the rifle on safe, nothing happens and we have the spongy trigger. Put the rifle on fire, point into a safe direction, we know it's unloaded, but still, pull the trigger, and you can hear it dry firing. Put it back on safe, and now we know we have a cleaned and functional Vz.58.